everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm sorry I didn't upload last week. I needed a little bit time off to recuperate, come up with some ideas, and I've planned everything for the next 6 weeks. I'm going to be doing my craft videos again 3 a week on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and I've got some really nice projects planned. Everything that I'm going to be doing is stuff I've got in my stash, and yeah, I'm super excited about it. If you're new here, I'm Jo. I do craft videos. I'll be going back to doing 3 a week, as I've just said. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed and you want to see more from me, then it'd be wonderful if you joined our family and friends. As always, my friends, thank you for your continued support. If you're returning to watch this video, I love you guys so much. And yeah, we'll get into today's video on how I made these wool houses that light up. And yeah, it took me a while to make these, but you don't have to make them exactly like I did. You don't have to use wool. You could decoupage them, you could use fabric, or you could just paint them. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be using is some of the craft sticks or lollipop sticks or popsicle sticks. I get mine from Poundland for £1 for a pack of 100, and I use these in a lot of crafts because I just absolutely love them. They're super cheap and you can do so much with them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm creating a frame. I'm just taking 4 of the sticks and gluing them in a square, and I'm going to do 4 of these, and these are going to be the base for the smaller house. So now that I've got all 4, I'm going to start to cover them in the wool. Like I said, you don't have to cover them in wool. You could paint them, decoupage them, use fabric. You could use anything you want. This wool is from B&M's and it's £2.99 a ball. But I've just rolled some up into a smaller ball so it's easier to pass through the centre of the squares. Glued it at one end at the back, and now I'm just going to wrap the sticks in the wool. I wanted them to not look like craft sticks once they were made. So this is why I used the wool, but like I said, fabric would do the same job, and so would decoupage. So now that I've got halfway round, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did the corners. And all I'm going to do again is continue to wrap it around, making sure that it's nice and tight and close together so there's no gaps so you can't see the stick underneath. And once I've got right to the corner, I'm just going to wrap it round once on the opposite corner and then continue to fill in the gap. I'm going to have to use a little bit of glue for this so that it stays in place, but I'm going to wrap it until I get exactly in the corner. Again, making sure it's nice and tight and neat. And then just to finish off the little bit at the end, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Continue to wrap. Add some more glue. And I'm just going to continue to do that until I've filled up all the space. And then I'm just going to continue to wrap around until I get to the next corner. So I'm going to completely cover all 4 squares that we've made, and these are going to be for the base of the smaller house. And then I'll show you how I made the larger house. When I started, I was just going to make one, but then I decided I wanted to make a larger one, so I'll show you how I made that. So all 4 of the small house is covered, and now I'm going to do the base for the larger house. And again, I'm just going to take some craft sticks, but this time I'm going to actually cut the curved edge off the end. So I'm just going to use a ruler, draw a line, and use some wire cutters to cut them off. We're going to need 4 of these for each side, so you'll need 16 in total. And now that I've got my straight ones, I'm going to take one that's got a curved edge at the top and stick 2 of the ones with the straight edges on either side. And then I'm going to do exactly the same again, so I've got 2 of them. Now that we've got the 2, I'm going to place them on top of each other like so. And then I'm going to take some of the wooden stirrers. These are from Asda for £1.50, £1.25 for a pack of 150. They're a lot thinner and easier to cut, and I wanted to use these so that it wasn't too bulky so you couldn't see it underneath the wall. So now I'm just going to use these to glue the two sections together. And I'm going to use the other side as well. And that's one side of the larger house. So I'm going to do 4 of them, and again I'm going to cover them in wool. I'm going to sit and watch something good while I do it on TV, and I'll be back once all it's done. So these are the 4 small ones, and now I'm going to glue them into a cube. So I'm just going to decide which one I want at the front. Make sure I'm gluing the back of the next one, and then gluing that in place. Once the 2 sides are glued down and dry, I'm going to stick the last one on the top, and then that will be the base for our small house. I'm going to do exactly the same with the larger house, and then we can start to work on the roof. So this is the base. And now for the roof, I'm going to take 4 sticks, and I'm going to do exactly the same as we did for the sides. I'm going to glue the 4 together in a square. I'm then going to cover it in the wool, and then I'm going to glue that to the top of the house. Again, I'm going to do exactly the same with the larger one. Now to do the roof bit, I'm going to take 2 sticks. I'm going to hold it in the corner. I want it in this, right at the edge of the house at the front. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the top, and then hold the other one in place, and then glue them so that they're the angle that I want. And then I'm just going to use the one that I've already made and use that as a template to make the other one, so they're exactly the same. Now I'm going to cover these in wool. Again, I'm going to do the same for the larger house as well. And these ones are take a little bit less time to do, because obviously you don't have to put the wool through a square. You're just actually wrapping it round. So I'm just going to start at the end, and I want to make sure that I get it as close to the end of the stick as possible. Work my way up till I get to the center. And then once I'm at the center, I'm going to go over the 2 sticks using glue to glue it in place, and I'm going to continue to do that until I get right to the end. Making sure that there's no gaps. And then once I got to the end, I just did the other side as well. So now that I've got the 2 bits of roof, I'm going to glue them to the top of the base. And I'm just adding some glue in each corner. And then I'm going to hold that at a slight angle so it tilts inwards. Now that it's dry, I'm going to do the same to the back, so that they're just touching. And then once them 2 are dry, I'm just going to glue the 2 ends together. And that's the house. So this is what it looks like from the front and the taller one. And now we can add the lights. So I'm using some of the micro lights. These are from Poundland. It's a set of 20, and these are a bright white, and they take 2 AA batteries. I'm going to cover the front and the top of the house, and I'm going to do the back as well on the inside. I'm going to do exactly the same to the tall one as I'm going to do to the smaller one. And I'm just going to glue the wire in place and try and hide it as best I can, making sure that there's enough wire at the end to keep the battery pack in the center. So when I started these, I wasn't actually planning on putting any lights in them, but now that I've put lights in them, we need to hide the battery pack. So I'm going to make some bases for the houses. I'm going to use an old cardboard box to do this, so I'm just going to grab a piece that I've got. And all I'm going to do is take one of the houses. I'm going to do exactly the same to each house, so I'm only going to show you how to do it once. I'm going to take the smaller one and I'm going to start with that one, and I'm just going to hold it on top of the cardboard, and I'm just going to mark the corners on the inside with a pen. Now that I have my corners, I'm going to just join them up with a ruler so that we've got a square, and then I'm going to cut that out. So that's going to go in the center of the house over the top of the battery pack. And now we're going to make the sides. So I've measured the height of the battery pack, and mine was just under 1.5 centimeters. So I'm now going to draw 4 strips of 1.5 centimeters. That's going to be longer than the square that we've just cut. So this is going to go around the edge. So I'm just going to measure the 4 strips, cut them out. And now I'm going to decorate them. So I'm going to be using some of the paper that I've got left over from a gift bag from Poundland. I absolutely love this paper. I love the colour of it, and yeah, I love the shape and the detail that's on it as well in the silver. So this is what I've got left over from one that I've used in another project, and I'm just going to glue the cardboard. I'm only going to do one side because you're only going to see the top and the sides of the base. So I'm just going to glue that down onto the paper and cut that out, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the 4 strips that we've got. Now it's all decorated, we can start to put it together. So I'm going to do the front and the back first. I'm going to take one of the strips and I want to glue it to underneath the piece of cardboard so that it will fit inside the house. Just using some glue and then popping that in place. Don't worry about it overhanging, we're going to trim that. So now I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and trim off the excess on each side. I'm going to do the same to the back as well. And then to hide the join of the cardboard where the paper's not covering, I'm going to use the wool, exactly the same wool that I've wrapped in the house. I'm going to glue 2 pieces across the front and 2 pieces across the back. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue across the top. And then I'm just going to lay the wool in place. And trim off the end. And then I'm going to put another piece just underneath it as well. Like so. So I'm going to do the same to the back as well, and then I'm going to add the strips in at the side and do exactly the same with the wool on the sides, and I'm going to do that for the larger house as well, and then that's our base. So the base is finished, and now I'm just going to make sure the light is in the inside, or the light box is in the inside, and then I'm just going to roughly place the base inside, add some glue into each of the corners of the house, and then push that down into place. Like so. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of our base. And I'm just going to pop our battery pack. Making sure that the bit that you open is at the top so you can take it off and take the batteries out. So to decorate, I'm going to be using these decorations. I made these at Christmas. I was going to make a set for my tree. I only made 2, and now you can't get the pearl garland from Poundland. I thought, well, seeing that I've only got the 2, I might as well use them for this. So I will link in the description how to make these. They're really easy to do, and yeah, I absolutely love these. So I'm going to put one on each side of the house. It's just using pearl garland, the diamante drops, and some of the pearl braids from Poundland. And I'm going to stick one on one corner of the house and one on the other corner of the house as well. So now they're in place, I'm going to add some more decoration to the front. I want to keep the inside quite plain. So I'm just going to start with the last bit of pearl garland that I've got left, and I'm going to glue this in the center and on one side. I want it to hang at an angle. So I'm going to glue it when it's stood up because it's easier to do. And I've done exactly the same to the smaller house. And now to finish that off, I'm just going to use some of the pearl braids. I'm going to take off the metal strips at the back, and then I'm going to glue one on each end of the pearl garland. And then I'm going to add some of the paper that we used in the base, and I'm going to cut out some stars. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut out an hexagon from the pattern. And I ended up cutting out 4, and I only ended up using 3. But I'm just going to cut an hexagon out, and then from that I'm going to cut out a star in the middle. So you can see the star in the center. I'm just going to cut off the edges. And like I said, I'm going to do 3 of these. So I'm going to put one in the corner opposite the decoration that I glued in place. And I only put one on the smaller house, and I used 2 on the larger house. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add a little bit more pearl garland in the center at the back and finish off each end with the pearl braids. And then I'm going to pop 2 battery candles in the center of each candle holder, and I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to overdo it. I was going to add some flowers, but I didn't like the way that they looked. But yeah, let's see what they look like. So here they are. I absolutely love these. I really love these. They've been a pleasure to make, and I've really enjoyed making them. I've not put the candles on in the inside. Like I said, they are battery ones, but they're like a yellowish colour, and I'm not too keen on them. I want to get some white ones, some bright white ones. So yeah, this is what it looks like in the light, and then this is what it looks like in the dark. I'm so impressed with these. But yeah, like I said, you can decorate them in anything that you want to decorate them, the houses, and then obviously you can add whatever decoration you want to the outsides or insides. But I'm so happy with these, and they match my living room, and yeah, I'm really glad that I made the 2. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. I will be back on Monday with my next project, which I'm about to start after I've finished editing this one. So have a lovely weekend, everyone, and I love you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye for now.